Welcome back to another episode of Kiyama TV. I'm your host Asak, and we're gonna jump right into it in the new year 2020, and we're gonna be talking about the Dajjal. Now, the reason why I'm making this video about the Dajjal is for the recent release of the Netflix mini-series called The Messiah. Now, the reason why the devil dropped this video at this time really was to test the waters, if you will. To test the knowledge and understanding of the believers, the Christian, the Muslims, and the Jews. So with that, this is a three-part series, and in the first part, we're just going to be dealing with the appearance and how this Netflix special called Messiah shows that many of the faithful really do not have the knowledge or understanding of the antichrist, otherwise known as the Dajjal. Now, right after the trailer or the drop of this mini-series called The Messiah, you immediately hear things from the Christian side calling him the Messiah, the Christ returned, and awkwardly enough, you hear a lot of information from the Muslim side screaming Dajjal, Dajjal, Dajjal. Now, clearly the devil has earned a point with this particular test, with this mini-series called Messiah. Like I said, it is a test to test the faith and knowledge and understanding of the believers. And what has the devil proven to himself and to the knowledgeable about the current knowledge and understanding of the Muslim Jews and the Christians, just based on the appearance? Like I said, this is a three-part series. If you would like to see all three parts, just hit the subscribe channel, hit the bell so you know when it drops. And if you like this video, please leave comments in the comments section if you want me to continue further with other prophetic things here on Kiyama TV. Now, the first thing they did with this Netflix special called Messiah, the devil chose a character that was literally in between the two characters that this particular character is assumed to be. First, he chose a brown man. A very, very skillful trick by the devil, but it has proven the test true. Now, I'm going to start with the Muslims because they're supposed to have the most accurate information regarding the Antichrist and the Dajjal. So when I see Muslims screaming Dajjal, 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 it only proves to me, like it proves to the devil that dropped the mini-series, that the Muslims, at least a few of them, at least the ones making these YouTube videos calling this character the Dajjal, do not have the knowledge and information about the Dajjal, otherwise known as the Antichrist. At least when it comes to the appearance, like I said, we're just going to deal with the appearance with the first part of this. A brown man is what they chose for the character. Now, starting with the Muslims, if you do not know or understand or wise to the knowledge, the Dajjal is not a brown man. He's not brown skinned in any way, shape, or form. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was very clear on the complexion and the skin color of the Antichrist, the Dajjal. He is a white skinned man. Pause up. I'm going to have to say that again. The Dajjal, the Antichrist, the greatest test to mankind, his skin color is white-skinned. The Prophet ﷺ even said he is a ruddy or reddy white, which means he's so white that the red literally is coming through his white complexion. To give you an example, just take a look at a few of these pictures that I'm going to put up. Now that is the complexion of the Antichrist. This is a ruddy white. So by choosing a brown man and putting him in the character of this Messiah and hearing Muslims yell Dajjal, 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 it proves not only to me but to the enemy that the knowledge and understanding of the Muslims is on a steady decline, on a rapid decline, because you could see a brown man literally and call him the Dajjal when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told you that he is a white man, a ruddy white, resembling the white complexions of the English or the Irish. So you calling a brown man that looks more Indian or Pakistani or even Sri Lankan the Dajjal shows your lack of knowledge and understanding. And by you Muslims calling him the Dajjal, for the little Muslim, the new reverts coming up, they might honestly believe that the Dajjal is a brown colored man. So as an ummah, as Muslims, you need to get your knowledge and understanding and stop saying these things like Dajjal or antichrist towards a character that looks nothing whatsoever like the antichrist. Now, jumping over to the Christian side of things, who are calling this character the Messiah, the Messiah, the Messiah. The devil is knocking down two righteous faiths with one satanic stone. The character is a brown-skinned man. The Dajjal is a white-skinned man, so white that red, you can see the red coming through the skin. And so it should be obvious to the believers that the Antichrist is totally opposite of the Christ. That's why in biblical scriptures, Christ is described as a black-skinned brother human being. His skin is like fine brass, as if it was burnt in an oven. I challenge anyone out there, whether Christian or Muslim, go buy some fine brass. Burning in the oven, that stuff is not going to come out Sri Lankan brown, Indian brown, Pakistani brown, no brown. It's going to come out black, just like the color of the skin of the Messiah. His hair is described as hair like wool. The character in the Messiah video looks like he came out of Vidal Sassoon salon before he hit the set. His hair don't look like wool, but it does look black and long, and it looks from different angles like it appears to be in locks. Now that point is absolutely true, but I'll get to that hair point later. So by making the character brown in the Messiah Netflix special, he's really knocking down two birds with one stone. The Christians who are calling him the Messiah based on the appearance are clearly wrong, because the Messiah is a black-skinned human being like fine brass, as if it was burnt in the oven, and his hair is like wool. This individual does not look like the Christ or the returning Christ. I love the brown color, I love the brown skin, I love my brown believers, brothers and sisters, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm no prophet. And for the Muslims calling him the Dajjal, that shows your lack of knowledge, your lack of understanding, because the Dajjal is the opposite of Christ. If Christ was black, the Dajjal is white. And the prophet, in fact, described the Dajjal as a white-skinned man. His skin is ruddy white, so white that you can see the red pigmentation coming through the upper layers of the skin. So the devil chose a brown man, putting him in the middle of the Christian and the Muslims' appearance theology. So the Muslims that are calling him the Dajjal, the Christians that are calling him Christ, the one who put out this video could clearly see that their knowledge and their understanding is lacking when it comes to the appearance of the Dajjal. Also, when watching the trailer and watching the various episodes of this Messiah video, you'll notice the hair. Now, the hair of the Dajjal is long, so they got that part right. They definitely got that part right. It is black. They got that part right too. Very right. It's extremely thick. The style that it appears to be in, based on the scripture we have in the Sunnah, is it's in a lock style, like dreadlocks. It's extremely long, it's extremely black, and it's in a dreadlock style. So definitely this is not the Messiah. The Messiah's hair looks like wool, more like an afro. You know what I mean? You want to go see the Messiah's hairstyle, you're going to have to go through the area of the 60s. That dude the Messiah looked like a Black Panther hairstyle. That's what he looked like. He looked like Huey Newton and those dudes. The Muslim side, the Dajjal is described with black, long, thick hair resembling locks. So that part they got right. So for any Muslims that are saying that the hair resembles the Dajjal, you're absolutely correct. Pat yourself on the back. Your knowledge and understanding regarding the hair is correct. Now, another thing they did with the character and the description is they chose a character that was extremely slim. A brother that looks like he's in need of porridge, soup, biryani, smoothies. He need to do some push-ups, calisthenics, compound exercises. A very slim brother. Now on the Christian side, I know they like to paint the Christ or portray the Christ whenever they do as a slim, fragile, weak looking male, when the opposite is absolutely true. As you know, as a youth, the Messiah was a carpenter as a youth. So if he ain't bearing some forearms on him, it most likely ain't the Messiah. The people he walked around were fishermen. They were fishers. They didn't fish with poles back then. They fished with nets. So their backs were strong. And the Messiah was a walker. He had strong legs, a strong body. I'm not saying he wasn't thin, but at the very least, he was chiseled. He wasn't a buttermilk soft looking dude. He wasn't like that. Now on the Muslim side, I don't see how this fools you at all. The Dajjal is an extremely muscular white man. He's so muscular that they say his neck is extremely wide. And to put a picture to it to get you to understand what we're talking about, the best way to describe his neck is Brock Lesnar from WWE or UFC. He's so muscular, so built that he has this huge, thick neck. So the character that they chose for the Messiah video really does not apply to the Antichrist or the Christ. Again, the devil is knocking down two birds with one stone, testing the waters. Another thing you have to look out for when it comes to the appearance of the Dajjal is that the Dajjal, especially on the Quranic side, is described in detail. So for the Muslims that are calling this character or refer to this character in the Messiah Netflix series, the Dajjal, they need to get their knowledge and understanding together and stop yelling out Dajjal, because for the Muslims that are just coming into the deen, they might actually believe what you're saying and it's not true. Not only is the Dajjal have black, long, thick hair that resembles locks, which is probably the only part they got right in the trailer and the miniseries called The Messiah on Netflix. But he's a white-skinned man, not brown, not Sri Lankan brown, Pakistani brown, Indian brown. He's not brown. He's a white-skinned man. He's the total opposite of Christ, who is a black-skinned man. If you have a problem with this knowledge and information, that's on you. You ain't gonna get into paradise with no kind of prejudice or racism, so you might as well get over it. He's a heavily built man, built like Brock Lesnar. That's how built he is. The prophet described the Dajjal, the Antichrist, as a short man as well. Not only that, he's knock-kneed, meaning his knees are pointing inward. So when he walks with a kind of a penguin type walk, kind of a side to side. His knees are inverted in. So you have a man that's heavily built, short and stocky, thick neck like Brock Lesnar, black, long, thick hair resembling locks with knees inverted. Already this Antichrist is an extremely ugly character. I don't know how you could make a mistake at no time when Allah has made him so apparent and so clear. But let's continue. Now we all know about the eyes or the face of the Dajjal, but let me just go into it ebonically for you so you do not forget this information and make mistakes by calling this character on Netflix the Dajjal, or even anything resembling the character on Netflix is not the Dajjal and is definitely not Christ. It's just a test to test the waters to see how much knowledge and information is left out there for the faithful regarding this last test that is coming. Especially on the Muslim side, that the Dajjal will have a really messed up face, basically. His right eye is wiped out and blind because it is wiped out from some accident that will happen. We're not answering what accident will happen here, We'll probably go do that in part 2 or 3 when we discuss the events and the signs to look for during the Dajjal. But like I said, we're just dealing with the appearance. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the comment section, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because like I said, this is a 3-part series and I have 2 parts coming where I'm going to deal with the signs of his emergence and the powers that he will have. Right now, we're just dealing with the appearance. Now, going back to the face. We all know that on the face of the Dajjal, his right eye will be wiped out, leaving him blind. Sort of looking like this. And on the left side, which is the side you really should pay attention to, his left eye, number 1, will be green in color. The prophet said the Dajjal, the antichrist eye, will be green like glass, like a Sprite bottle or something of that nature. Like, if you want to look at a good comparison of that left eye and what color will be, just find an American dollar bill. You'll notice that the eye is a left eye based on the direction of the eyebrows, and you'll notice that it is green. One of the meanings of the Dajjal is green eye with eyebrow over it. The same sign, the same eye that's on your dollar bill. There is no coincidences in life. Always remember, Allah told you that. Another thing is, this left eye will be bulging like out of its socket like a grape. Like, you ever see those eye poppers on YouTube or World Star? It makes me queasy to this day that they could pop out their eye and make it shake. But it's sort of going to look like that. Now, not only is this guy extremely built, extremely short and stocky, extremely long hair, black, thick, looking like locks, knees inverted. I mean, his face is messed up to be damned. The right eye is wiped out, leaving him blind. The left eye is bulging like a grape and it's green and it's shaking. I mean, Allah literally made the greatest test, the ugliest test in human history. I don't see how any Muslim with knowledge and understanding of the Quran and or Sunnah could see the character on the Messiah on Netflix and refer to him as the Dajjal. Like, seriously, the one on Netflix, when that series is done, he probably could get a magazine deal, taking some pictures or something. You know what I mean? His face looks like he could get a photo deal. The Dajjal will be recognized by not only man, but by jinn and by animal as the ugliest thing Allah has probably ever made in history. That is part of the test. And already, by throwing out this little video called Messiah, the devils could see that these Muslims and Christians today are more ignorant than they've ever been. Because the Dajjal is literally described in detail as one of the most ugliest creations. So I don't see how you can see the Netflix special and see that young brown brother and call him the Dajjal, unless you just hate that brother, you know him personally or something like that. I don't know. But like I said, not only that, continuing with the face of the Dajjal, written between his eyebrows on his broad forehead, because the Prophet ﷺ told you that his forehead will be broad. Written on this forehead that is so broad in Arabic letters is written Ka-Fa-Ra. Now, let me tell you something. I've seen tattoos on Lil Wayne, various other rappers. So, if you want to see an example of the tattoo printed in someone's forehead, I'm sure it's out there on YouTube. You could Google it. I'll put up 1 or 2 pictures here that you can see for an example, to show you these things that you should look for. The eye is green like glass. It looks like the eye on the dollar bill. His skin is white. I don't understand when you see a brown, yellow, red mixed man and confuse him with the Dajjal when the Prophet has said he is a white man. Now, to continue with the description, his race is of the Jewish lineage. That is mentioned in the trailers, mentioned in the miniseries that he has Jewish connections through his mother. That part is correct. So far, with this test that they've thrown out, they made sure to keep 2 parts correct. The hair and the fact that his lineage is Jewish going through his mother. That's very important information if you really delve into the nitty-gritties of the Dajjal and the history of the Dajjal. Now, Like I said, this is a 1 of 3 part episode. I'm just dealing with the description of the Dajjal for you and try to explain to you why this Netflix special Messiah was dropped. It's really just to test the waters of the believers, to test their knowledge and understanding regarding the description of the Dajjal, the signs of the emergence of the Dajjal, and the signs and the powers that the Dajjal will be given. I'm just dealing with the appearance for now. If you like what I'm doing with this little mini series, please leave it in the comments section. Leave your questions. Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell, share with your friends, because like I said, there's 2 other parts coming. I'm just trying to show you that the devil is just setting you up, testing the waters to see how much you know about the Dajjal. If the Muslims are calling this character the Dajjal or attributing the word Dajjal to this character, it shows their lack of knowledge and understanding. I've even heard YouTube Muslims blowing up calling him the Dajjal, and this movie he looked nothing like the Dajjal though. You look nothing like him. And you have to think, Muslims, if someone's coming into the deen or someone just hits on YouTube and is listening to you as a Muslim representative, they're literally going to think that the Dajjal is a skinny, brown, long hair model, Vidal hairstyle, Sassoon dude walking in the desert. And that is not true, and you know it. So before you attribute these titles to characters on film or music or page, always go back to the Quran, always go back to the Sunnah. For you Christians, go back to your Bibles. You need to learn about Christ, because Christ is not white. He never was white. I know you like to paint him as Euro, Judo. Go on with your paintings, but that's not going to change reality. His skin is like fine brass, as if it was burnt in an oven. Take a little bit of your donation or charity money, buy some brass and burn it. It's not going to come out brown. Whether Pakistani brown, Sri Lankan brown, Indian brown, and it damn sure ain't going to come out white. No, it's not. He was a black-skinned brother, a revolutionary. I'll even show you some of the earliest pictures that were drawn of this brother and his followers. Now, as for the Muslims calling this particular character in the Messiah special the Dajjal, your knowledge and understanding is lacking, because the Dajjal is a white-skinned man, muscular, so muscular his neck is thick like Brock Lesnar, his knees are inverted. I don't even understand how you attribute the name Dajjal to this character. But like I said, it was a mini-series thrown out there to test the knowledge and understanding of those who call themselves Christians, those who call themselves Jews, those that call themselves Muslims. And clearly the test is working, especially for the ones that are the Christians that are calling him Christ, the Muslims that are calling him the Dajjal. Because if I was on the outside looking in, I'm going to say that none of these believers don't know what Christ or the Dajjal looks like. Once again, this is Qiyamah TV. It's the first episode of 2020, and I hope to drop every weekend. And I'll try my best to do so even with my time schedule. Like I said, leave your questions in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. And I will be coming back with the signs of the emergence of the Dajjal. This episode dealt with the descriptions. If you like it, hit that like button, hit the subscription, hit the bell, share with your friends. And the third one, I'm going to probably deal with the actual powers and given to the Dajjal that is going to test the believers at that particular time and period. Once again, I'm your host, Ask Ak. This is a Qiyamah TV special. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook. Ameen.